So one arm of the thing is currently in the background, the development of the carriers that will become national carriers is going on. The conditions are being put in place for the private money to come in, and the private money is onerous that's going to come in. And when it comes in, you're going to have a couple at least of airlines emerge during 2013 that have the capacity to become national carrier in a very short while, and have the necessary relevant stringent corporate governance establishment in terms of ownership, in terms of management, in terms of an independent non-executive board that can be held accountable for the running of the airline. The choice of a managing director, the choice of a director of operations, the choice of the finance director must meet very stringent criteria. There must be people in whom you can invest because what they are doing is running a business, and the shareholder structure must meet a particular criteria, like British Airways, like Virgin Atlantic, like Lufthansa. They must be proper business entities, and then when they are that, and have the necessary balance sheet that will allow you to say, okay, because of this, I'm prepared to invest in you because you have the right operational setup and the right managerial, the right business model to be able to run a successful airline. So here's a competitive rate for aeroplanes. Acquire your fleet through us. If you like, you don't want to acquire it through the federal government, go and acquire it by yourself. But if you want to acquire it through the federal government, meet the criteria. And those things are going to emerge in 2013.
If you have to look at what we have on the ground now, the different airlines that we have, limited number, but if you look at it, do you think there's any of them that will meet all of those criteria?
What I do know, though, is that the difference between the current business model that they operate and the inherent advantages that they will obtain if they refleet through this offer is so compelling that they would then have to strive to meet the corporate governance criteria.
Will it be correct to say that you're saying they don't match up to that standard at the moment? They stand a good chance.
The standard is not out
getting.
Yet. The standard is not out. He is talking about they are going to set up a standard. So that's why we are saying, okay, yes, whatever you are going to do.
You didn't let him finish. Okay. I'd like to hear it from the MD of MAN.
Okay.
Would you say that as of today, the airlines we have in Nigeria will possibly not match up to the criteria that the government will have, but it's aspirational? Will that be correct?
I think I would answer you by saying that I'm not in those airlines, so I don't know. but when we set up the criteria, when we set up the criteria, if they meet it, they'll come and ask.
Well, whatever he says,
he's playing politics.
We be so authoritative that they can be held by the jugular. But for some of us who are not occupying the kind of position he's occupying, we can say point blank that today the corporate governance level in our airlines is at the basal level.
Okay.
So if and I know that stringent corporate governance level is being set up, and that is what we need in order to benchmark the industry. For today, it does not exist. So for those who are here today, they are not at that level.
Okay,
but
let's
they are likely to grow up. Yes.
Sorry, Alera. There's a call coming through. We've got Emmanuel calling from Lagos. Emmanuel, good morning. Your question or comment very quickly.
Hello, good morning. Hello?
Yeah, good morning, Emmanuel. Go ahead. Your question or comment very quickly.
Yeah, I want to thank everyone on the studio, especially this member of the Aviation authorities, and I'm calling just to commend them for what they have been doing and the confidence they are giving us in the industry. And we are proud of what they are doing, and I want them to see what they have been, the deficiencies that have been lacking in some areas, so that the consumers will enjoy, and at least we will be proud of what we are having now in Nigeria, and it will give also people the confidence that the country is moving forward. Because in so many places, these are the news that we have not been hearing, and it has become a source of insult to many of us. Because I'm calling now from Finland in Europe, because I'm sorry. So I thank you all for what you have been doing, and I hope that we will continue and make that industry a very wonderful one, a very competitive one, and example of what Nigerians should be proud of. So thank you so much.
Okay, well, Emmanuel calling from Finland. George, any response to that? There's some amount of commendation on the discussion here and the point he's making. Would you have any response to that?
He just gave some feedback. He says he's calling from Finland.
Yes.
So it's difficult to know if he's talking from what he's seen or felt or what he's read and heard. But it's always good to get commended. It's brickbats and then sometimes it's laurels. So.
Okay.
So, once upon a time, there was an airline in this country with which you could set your watch. If they said they were leaving at 7 on the dot, they were pulling. Right now, that airline, I'm sure you know the one I'm talking about, is among the worst when it comes to timekeeping. They cancel at will, they delay anyhow. I mean, what do you think is responsible for that kind of about face?
Is the problem that has afflicted the industry. I think the airline, with difficult challenges that came, went into a spin, a vicious circle, and that vicious circle, because there's no money, we cannot do this. Because we cannot do this, we cannot do this. You come back to that circle, and it's immediately impacted on the services of the airline. And the service of the airline immediately got to that point. They lost again passengers, and so they kept dwindling in terms of revenue. It's a finance matter. This thing. It's a cash flow problem, not even just cash flow. It's a revenue problem. And so once they get into that sort of situation, they will face this problem. Unless they are pulled out, somebody goes to find a point to break that vicious circle and take it out of it. It will not be. Maybe the intervention situation, maybe what the ministry is trying to do, government is trying to do, will help them come to that point. Okay. Maybe.
Thank you. We just got one more phone call to take. We've got a caller on the line. We've got Ken. Ken, good morning. Your question or comment very quickly. We're about wrapping up the segment of the show.
I want to commend this.
Ken, you need to reduce the volume of your TV set.
It's a big problem. But I can't go with the intervention that.
We cannot have you, Ken. We're sorry, we cannot have you. We've always said it time and again. Always kill the volume of your TV set when you call us. Once you're on air, it will echo and create all kind of noise. So, just before we wrap up, okay, I'll let you make your point, and then I've got to ask you, Chris. I'm sorry, George. Number of people online on Twitter are saying that what are we going to do about the prohibitive price of our airfares? I'll let you answer that in a minute, but I'll let Mr.
Okay, I wanted just to add to what George has said concerning the national carrier. And as I believe that when you talk about national carrier, people, their mind just go back to Nigerian Airways. But after liquidation of Nigerian Airways, I believe that government has no visitors in business. So, but what I think, the federal government need to do is just like what he said, that putting in things together. For example, you have a national fly carrier. Then I don't know the kind of arrangement they are going to have in order to, do you understand? So, but you have an airline. The impression that sometimes people are having like a Nigerian airline are not capable. But it has to do with what he said. You spoke about an airline who is going on time. Maybe they have about more than 10 aircraft at that time. Today, their aircraft may not be up to 2. Do you understand what I'm saying? Due to what has happened within the sector and so on and so on. And at the same time, our regulatory, let me say, our politician, especially, you know, one incident or accident happen, the way people are coming to speak about it, like they don't want to wait for anything. The next thing, they will destroy the whole thing. Do you understand? And people start running away. then they are not even going to the airport. They normally see it. Even if we do not say they see it from the passenger service that airline are paying, you know, they will see the whole thing drop, you know, before it will pick up. So I think we need to be, I need to use this opportunity to call on the people, especially within the sector, that if you don't know anything about something, if it happens, just shut up your mouth. Allow those who support, who know,
I
do you
that.
understand, to speak about it. But everybody want to be, you know, say something, to say this. Do you understand what I'm
because
saying?
they want to be
Mr.
relevant.
You said government has no business in business, but your national carrier does not have to be run by government.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm sure BA is run as a business. Lufthansa is run as a business.
Yeah, agree. Ethiopian Airlines and so on and so on, you look at them, they are not really government
The flag bearer, but not run by government.
Yeah, so that's why I say, what we need flag carrier. So if you have a flag carrier, then everybody can come. If I'm operating airline and I feel I'm not okay with that and I have to take some aircraft, then I'll say, let me come here and put my investment. Do you understand what I'm saying? Then we can run it together. But something have to be done together with everybody, because I believe there is people who are crying today. They operate an airline, but they are crying. They are the one who know where it's pinching them.